Hello and welcome to the video. As you can see here, I've got quite a large bag made of bubble wrap with a few of these inside. Let's open it and have a look. Yeah, so basically, these are Nintendo e-readers. There we go. So these are accessories for the Game Boy Advance. Here's one here, so got that one. There's a few in here. A few different types as well. These ones are all Japanese units. And basically, if you plug these into a Game Boy Advance unit, you'd swipe cards through them, just through this little guy up here. And depending on the game, you can either unlock these in the game, or even with some cards you just play games straight on this. Pokemon cards could even be used as a sort of Pokedex, so you can check what Pokemon's on them, based on a series of small little micro dots on the side of the card. Let's get the rest of these out. Okay, so here they are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 total. A few different versions, as I said. So we have these ones, which is called the card e-reader, as well as this version. This version is black instead of blue. E-reader plus. So there's a few differences between them, other than just the color. As you can see, this one has a little link cable port there, so you can use this with the pass-through. There's another link cable. Whereas this one doesn't have a link cable, so if you've got this plugged in, you can't use the link cable on the original Game Boy Advance. Of course, if you've got Game Boy Advance SP like this, what will instead happen is you've got the link port on the back and the cartridge port on the front. So if we try plugging this in, there we go. There's no sort of conflict. So that's good for that. If you use one of these versions, it does still plug in, except you've got the link port just stuck on top of there now. It doesn't interfere too much, it's a bit annoying, but it still works, everything works fine with it. Yeah, so I thought I would try each of these ones out, check if they work. So basically to do that, I'll have to plug them in. Of course, we don't know if they actually used to work if I plug them in, because the scanning feature might be broken. So luckily I do have a few e-reader cards here. These ones are Pokemon ones, so you should be able to use them for Pokedex. Another thing to mention is this sort of thing on some of the e-reader plus models, which covers up the link port. Still fits over the Game Boy Advance SP, but if you look in the back, it's got a diagram with that for the Game Boy Advance SP. I can't read that, so I'm not exactly sure how you'd plug this, like this, actually into an original Game Boy Advance, so you can actually make use of the port. It doesn't seem to move, no matter what I do with it, so it doesn't seem to want to lift up. Go forwards, backwards, push down, or anything. Something I sort of, maybe it's supposed to be on there for if you have a Game Boy Advance SP, just to hold it in more securely. Maybe you're supposed to rip it off. If you're using an original Game Boy Advance, you need to use that port. Let's put some of these into the Game Boy Advance and let's try them out. I'm just going to start with this one. Turn that down. Okay, so it's got a few different credits there on the title screen. It's all Japanese. It stands as the Japanese version. Okay, so it's got E-Game 0. I swiped this card. I've got no idea what I'm supposed to do. Looks like I've just unlocked some sort of mini game just using that card. Turn the music on. Okay, so it's something, I'm not exactly sure what it is. And let's instead try swiping this bottom part of the card. So as you can see, here we have the Pokedex entry for Pidgeot. Here's just the information that we can get through it. Okay, so this one definitely seems to work. Let's remove this. Okay, it definitely freezes it up as soon as you take it out. So here's the next one. This is one of the original units. It's not very good with the screen. I'm going to put it. Okay, that doesn't seem to load. Take out just in case it's not inserted properly. Okay, I've just put it in again. There we go, that looks a lot more promising. Got all those tiles again. I think the reason it's Olympus is because the sensor in here is made by Olympus. Looks like we've just gone into red, so almost out of battery, but should hopefully be enough. This has a much simpler menu. It's also got it in English, at least for some parts. Card read, push any key, timeout error. Did that work? Yes, it did. That one seems to be good as well. Oh, it's got evolution. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. Let's take that one out. That one works as well. Back to another one of these ones. This one is missing the little cover. Going back to green. This one seems to have loaded up. Push start. Okay, let's scan this one. This time we're using a Diglett. So this one works. Yes, let's turn this one on. And that one doesn't seem to want to turn on either. I will definitely go through all these other ones. Let's try to figure out what's wrong with them so I can try to get them to work. That one's not much luck either. Okay. That one works. Not sure I've used this card before. So let's push start. And try again. Okay, there we go. So that one seems to work fine. I think I probably swiped a bit too fast but unevenly the first time. Let's have another go with some of these ones. Okay, that's still not working. Then we have a bit of a look at the pins. The pins look, I think, fine. Yes, I've got a screwdriver. There we go. Okay, it's a bit hard to open up, so I'll probably have to use both hands, so I'll cut to having it open. It's having all the screws out, so let's do that now. You can hear the 6 screws I took out, and here's the unit itself. I can't imagine you have to slide this before you take it off, like most other Game Boy games. Let's see if I can slide it. Nope. Maybe you just do lift. Okay, this one you just lift. Here's the inside, the plastic. There's the link port on the back. Got some wires here. A few more screws in there just to hold sort of reader in. And it looks like it uses 2 diodes to read the light. The part I wanted to point out, just down here, the actual pins here look like they're in very good condition. So I don't think there'd be any corrosion. I'm not sure what in here would have been able to break. Let's rotate the board out, see if there's anything on the other side that could have been broken. I was having another look. There's a few more components. Not much, but a few things on this side. This what looks like a capacitor. But it is entirely possible that something there is broken. I'm going to try putting it back in. Maybe just taking it apart and putting it back together might, in case I'll cut to having it put in. Okay, so I put that one back in. It didn't work. I just randomly put this one in. It didn't work as well, then I put it in and out a few more times. Now it is working. So I'm going to guess, you can tell if it's working if the Nintendo logo comes up, but I'm going to guess what might have happened is just a very, very thin layer of oxidation on the pins, putting it in and out a few times. That's just been scraped off. What I'll do is use a sort of plastic, but probably not the best idea. It's a way to clean the pins on these, get like oxidation or whatever off. Basically, this method to use a roller razor or rubber, just like this, and just rub it along the pins is sort of a mild abrasive and hopefully clear anything away. This is very, very awkward to use on something like this because I need 2 hands, one to steady it and one to use the rubber. So I'll have to cut to having it done. Okay, so I've just done that, so now for the moment of truth. Does it make any difference? No, it is not. I can try taking it out and putting it in a few more times, but if not, we're probably going to have to give up on this one. So that didn't actually end up being much use, as you probably saw. But as you can see, it's working now. I just tried it again and took it out and put it in a few more times. Eventually we did get this one working. There we go. This one seems good now, so we can put the screws back in and move on to the next one. I just pointed this out, but looks like just putting it in could be a bit of an issue to get it connected. To get it connected, because I just took this out, put the screws back in and put it in again. First time it didn't work. Then I took it out, put it in. Again, now it does work, so it's possible that it just doesn't have the best connection, so you have to make sure you really get it in properly, just to make sure all the contacts are sort of connected to where they should be. Okay, just got another one working as well. That's another one. Only 3 left. Another one working, so that's 2 left. Another one working, that's 1 left. There we go, so let's put that one in and let's have a look. But not least, the last one, so that one works as well now. Just had to take it out and put it in a few times, try to clean the contacts, and that one's good.